This video's random fact is, Dr. Seuss invented the word nerd, the more you know. So when it comes to the Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo Switch's eShop, you may notice a trend in the eShop, that being in the great deal section. Sometimes you see a lot of deals which are like 1 cent, 15 cents, $1. They're just very cheap games. It looks like some developers out there are just very desperate for money and they're really trying to get as many people to buy these games as possible. And recently I ended up actually getting one of these games. Granted, I gotta be honest with you guys, I didn't actually pay my own money for this game. I actually got it with my Nintendo Gold points, and I wanted to share my experience with one of these cheap games on the Nintendo Switch's eShop that you pretty much see all the time from time to time. It's just a very common thing. The game that we're going to be checking out in this video is called No Reload Heroes. What is No Reload Heroes? And right now you can actually get the game for I think just $1, just actually 99 cents. So it's going for 99 cents in the Nintendo Switch's eShop. With tax, I think it goes to like 106, 105, 104, depending on where you live. But anyway, let's go ahead and talk about No Reload Heroes. It's on sale until, I think, December 27th, 2018. So you still have some time if you're thinking about getting No Reload Heroes. If you look on the best-selling games list on the eShop right now, you can actually see that game's actually doing very, very well. I think on the bestsellers, it's like 9th place, and on digital downloads only, it's like 7th or something. But to be granted, that game is $1, and of course some people just want to spend their hard-earned money on just cheap, inexpensive games. So let's see, is this game worth your time and effort? So what is No Reload Heroes? Well, No Reload Heroes is pretty much a twin-stick roguelike experience, and that may sound familiar because what they're trying to do here with No Reload Heroes is they're pretty much trying to take the concept of Enter the Gungeon and make a spin-off of Enter the Gungeon. But how does this game hold up compared to Enter the Gungeon? I'm just going to tell you right now, this thing does not compare to Enter the Gungeon. Keep in mind also that this game normally retails for $10. It doesn't normally retail for $1. It normally retails for $10. And so far, I've only played literally about 30 minutes of this game, but what I can say is this game does not hold a candle to Enter the Gungeon. At $10, you should definitely not buy this game. Heck, I can even say safely at $1, you should not even touch this game. I'm sure there's some fun to be had with No Reload Heroes. I'm not going to say it's completely junk and completely trash. If you buy this game, you can probably have some fun out of this game. But for me personally, I really didn't have all that much fun with No Reload Heroes. If you look at the graphics of this game, the graphics of this game are something that you can definitely tell are not good at all. This game definitely has a mobile feel to this game, no matter how you look at it. When you play this game, the controls just don't feel all that satisfying. Shooting your gun in this game is one of the most biggest disappointments with this game altogether. The fact that when you're shooting your gun, it just does not feel satisfying. Same thing with moving your character. Moving your character in this game is just not that satisfying. But the biggest thing that's just so disappointing about this game is the fact that there is literally no depth in this game at all. They call this a roguelike twin-stick shooter. And what comes to mind when you think of roguelike? The first thing that comes to mind when you think of a roguelike type game, you think of a game that has a lot of items and a lot of customization and things like that. But this game falls flat in that aspect, and you may be thinking to yourself, well, you only played 30 minutes of this game. How can you determine this game doesn't have a lot of depth in this game? Well, I looked it up online with reviews, and I also looked up different videos online who people played this game for a while, and everyone had the same experience, and it looked like the gameplay did not change at all. Pretty much you just go from room to room, killing these different enemies on screen, and then once in a while these enemies on screen will drop a gun here or there. You pick up the gun, you shoot around, and then you go to another room. It's just rinse and repeat process, and there's only, I think, 3 bosses in the game. Overall, this game is just not a good game. There's no depth in the gameplay. There's not a lot of items. The combat's not satisfying. The gunplay is not satisfying. Everything about this game is just not good. I can't believe the developer of this game is absolutely bonkers to think that people are going to pay $10 for this game. If you pay $10 for this game, you got something wrong with you, because there is no way this game is worth $10. I even heard this game's on Steam, and I think on Steam it's much more higher. I want to say at $15 or $16. And if you're really going to go on Steam and pay for this game, that's $16 or $15, you're out of your mind. You're way better off buying Gungeon. Gungeon is just an amazing game. Sure, some people may say, well, this game's only $10 on the Nintendo Switch, so why would I buy Gungeon? I'm spending $5 more. But that $5 more, I'm telling you guys, is going to go a long way. There is so much replayability in Gungeon, so much strategy. That game is just a badass game. So if you're going to get a roguelike twin-stick shooter, then I definitely recommend Gungeon without a doubt. And this game is just a trashy game, honestly. I'm sorry to say this. I was just very disappointed. I'm glad I didn't pay my hard-earned dollar for this game, because honestly, I was actually thinking about paying my hard-earned dollar for this game, because this game, when I first read the description of this game, it actually made me wonder what this game was going to be about. It kind of sounded like it was going to be a different version or another Enter the Gungeon, but this is far from another Enter the Gungeon. This is just a quick cop-out to make a game. It seems like somebody who came out of college, or just some random-ass Joe who just knew how to code really quickly, threw this game up without without little effort on their game, and this game is just not a good game. And that pretty much kind of goes to what I want to say in this video. I just wanted to say in this video that sometimes you got to be careful with a lot of those cheap games on the Nintendo Switch. I know it seems pretty enticing to buy a game that's only like a cent or $1 or whatever the case may be. It seems like you're going to have some fun with those games, but honestly, I think a lot of those games probably aren't going to be that good, and there's probably a reason why those developers are charging so little for their game. Because first of all, they know they sold bad, and second of all, they know that their game's probably not that good, and it's never going to be good at all. So why are we even paying for these games? It just seems like there's a lot of bait in the Nintendo Switch's eShop, which you do have to be careful with. I'm not saying you can't find something cheap that's good. I'm sure you can probably have some fun with no reload heroes or some other junk in the eShop that's only going for $1, a cent, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, there's just a lot of mobile junk in the Nintendo Switch's eShop. Anyway, guys, this is Wayne from My Tech News, signing out. Boop.